Well, I'm checking the wire back to the gas tank that goes to the float. So I got a green clip. It's on the, like as you're looking at this gauge up here, it's on that side. So it would be that clip right there. So what I did was I just put a real long wire, red wire, going all the way down. It's good. It's good. So probably got a bad sending unit. You see, here's my gauge, right? And you go back up in here. I got it plugged up in there, right there, right? This is the little connector that goes into that connector. So if I pull this off, let's see the gauge as I pull it off. All right. Goes infinite resistance. And push it back on. So there's nothing wrong in the back of the dash. But you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna hook something onto here, which I just for the hell of it, see if the gas gauge goes empty. Should go empty. I know the gauge works. I know the wire back from all the way back to here it's probably the sending unit. It's always been kind of flaky. Well, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm gonna have to drop this gas tank. I'm gonna check this right now though, the other part. Well, actually, I don't even need to go switch anything around and plug the gauge in and see if it works, because the way this works is, it got the ohm meter on it, and I can check right here, up there, and it should go to 0. There it is. So that's right. Then with this float being all the way down, it should be grounded. So I should have a good ground right here. So just that, in other words, if I'm thinking that's disconnection itself from here to that piece up there somehow screwed up, this should still work right here. But we got infinite resistance. So the float's bad, which means this one I took down a gas tank on a Suzuki in the Sebring. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's easier to do this because there's now some hoses in the filler tank. That needs a float. Oh well. At least I know what's wrong with it, so I can put the dash apart back together, and that'll be. And actually, I'll show you some other crap I did. Well, since this is such old brittle plastic, it's a 1978. So what the hell is that, man? That's 22 plus 17, so it's 39 years old. This thing's 39 years old. Holy shit! God. Wasn't that old when I got it, man. I got this in 91. I was like 13 years old. Well, time flies. Anyway, this was the screw going into this plastic. It kind of like cracked some of the plastic. I just put a dab. I cleaned it off chemically. Put a dab JB weld on there, so the screw should hold in there nice and tight. And there's a screw on each side over here and here. And this one's okay. This tab was okay. This tab broke off. So I made a metal one with some JB weld, attaching it with onto the plastic, chemically clean, kind of roughed it up. And it also had a little crack right here. You probably don't even notice it. Here I put some that 3M panel adhesive, part number 08115 on the back of this, chemically cleaned it. Then I just gave it a quick spray down on the outside with some flat black. So basically as good as new. That's cheaper than buying parts. So I do need a float. But actually, I think what I'm going to do when I take out that tank, I'll show you what else I'll be doing. Yeah, I still got a bunch of this red coat fuel tank liner. Not a lot. but enough to give the bottom of that gas tank a coat of, a coat after I clean it out. Because I'll probably, when I take it out, I'll probably let it sit for a week with some vinegar and let it freaking really clean out. Because I previously did the inside of these two cans. These are old oil kerosene cans. The stuff was on the other channel. You can see it's in there. It's kind of thick on that one side, but this one of these had a seam leak, real slow leak. But these are older than that car. These are actually, I think we had these back in the 1960s, and they were used back then up in New Jersey. So, but this can, what's cool about this stuff, when you use the red coat, what you don't use, you could pour out and put it back in the can as long as you seal up this can real good. This is still liquid because it's not that old. It's been about a week. I'll use whatever's left in this on the bottom of that gas tank. And this stuff, it'll last forever, man. Covers rust, stops leaks. But if I got a little rust starting on the inside of the tank, it'll fix that. So, and I'll put some new hoses in there, and it'll be good to go. It'll be the first time I'll actually have an accurate gas gauge. 'Cause that gas gauge was, since I had the car, here it is over here, right? Can you see it? Since I had this car, the gas gauge was, it worked, but it would stay full a real long time. And then, I think when it had a half a tank, it started moving down. Then it started moving down pretty quick. And you had to really watch when it was getting near E. It was kind of like bouncing around a little bit, but it always worked. So I never bothered to mess around with nothing. I didn't know if it was a gauge or the sending unit, but apparently it must be the sending unit. So, first time I have an accurate gas gauge, that'll be kind of good. So probably order one of those here tomorrow and drop, but after I put this back together, because I have a habit, even though you can see it's kind of a mess here, it's not really. There's a certain order I have all my tools in. There's actually a severe logic. They always go back in the same place. So I'll put all this stuff back first before I go messing around with the gas tank or even ordering a part. But now I know 100% what the hell's wrong with it. And that's cool. That's cool. And some of the stuff is actually going to be, the screws are going to be in there a little bit better, because now I got the JB Weld fixing some of the parts. So it'll be, it's 2 or 3 of those screws that were not really holding anything. Now they're going to be holding, so it'll cut down on the rattles. Anyway, the shit like this takes time, man. That's all it is. It takes time. So, but it's a working vehicle, man. It's pretty damn reliable.